Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Astrological Overview, and here we will have a look at the planet Mercury. Mercury is all about the rational mind, the conscious mind, and so it is pointing to the intellectual part of our personality. It is about reflection and logical thinking. And also here we have this curiosity for accumulating information and knowing more and educating ourselves and looking at more data, and also how to communicate this out through speaking or writing. And with Mercury, we always have to make sure that we have the truth of it all, that we have the truth of the information that we are bringing forth, because if we do not check this out, if we have not read all the details or made sure that what we are bringing out there has a truthful aspect in itself, there is a tendency here with Mercury that there is gossiping and rumors coming out. So that can be the result of it if we do not check up on where we have our information from, the source of it all. So that is something that we want to make sure with Mercury here. And Mercury is, in the mundane astrology, the planet that is closest to the Sun. And Mercury is the fastest planet around the Sun, and it is also therefore that we say that it is the messenger of God, because it is close to the source of it all. It is bringing information in from other planets, other energies to the source of it all, and it is bringing out information from the source and to other planets, bringing the energy out there from the source of it all. And Mercury rules in 2 houses, and the first house is the 3rd house, where we find the energies of Gemini. And this is where we really like to know something new. We like to learn, and we are often going to the library perhaps to accumulate data and more information on a specific theme or issue that we would just like to know more about. So there is this whole curiosity about knowing more. There is also this very childish attitude towards things, where we are just very excited and enthusiastic about learning something new. And we also, with Gemini, very happy and joyous. So it also has got to be fun here to learn something new. We really want it, to be a little bit funny. It's supposed to be interesting in a fun way, where we can find happiness and joy around what we are learning. And with the 3rd house, we are also in our local neighborhood. We are here with the friends that we meet on an everyday life basis, and also the colleagues that we see every day, or other students at university. It can also be people whom we meet through our hobbies. And it's just where we like to take these small trips also in the supermarket, where we meet people on a daily basis. So it is a reference to our close surroundings here in the 3rd house. In the 6th house, where Mercury is also ruling, here we are in the slowest of the 4 elements, the earth element, where in Gemini we were in the fastest of the 4 elements, the air element. So in the 6th house, we are becoming very practical. Here we meet the energies of Virgo. So here we are putting one foot in front of the other. We are putting our fingers in the soil. We do the practical work that needs to be done. So also here Mercury is slowing down to really check things out in the details. Here we almost become perfectionists, because we want things to be in absolute order. So in the 6th house we meet our work life, our health, and also the duties that we have in life. So this is also where we are at. We are dealing with being being at service for other people. So this can be where we are assisting people in giving birth to something new in their lives, new projects or whatever it may be. And it can also be where we are helping ourselves to give birth to something new in our lives. But this is where we do the work. We check up with every detail. We make sure that there is nothing that we have overlooked here. So here in the 6th house, we also need to be careful not to overdo things so that we kill the joy in it all. So there is some kind of divine energies in both Gemini and Virgo zodiac signs, where in Gemini we are more focused on dialogues and bringing communication out on what we know through speaking and writing, and where we are also dealing with the source of it all, back to Mercury being the closest planet to the Sun. And in Virgo, it's about bringing healing out to people, for example, by doing some kind of practical work. Now, Mercury is a reference to our arms and legs, hands, bronchial system, lungs, and our breathing. So there is something here where we are in close contact with the breath of the universe to get into the impulse of the universe. And on a societal level, Mercury is a reference back to everything that has got to do with business and trade. It has got to do also with internal communication, for example, in companies. And it has also got to do with any kind of transport, whether it's through a car, train, aircraft, or on a ship. And it has got to do with the press, the medias, and also a reference to the post office, for example, because here we are also sending messages out, so it could be quite literally through sending a letter. Of course, it can also be through an email or telephone call. And then Mercury is also a reference to public school education. So Mercury is the part of us where we like to communicate, we like to have dialogue. In Gemini and the 3rd house, it is more of a bringing things out there through using words, and maybe also a focus on our lungs and our our breath. And in the 6th house, it's more through, for example, using our hands, because here in the 6th house we often deal with the healer, because with the Earth zodiac signs we are also working with our senses and using nature and becoming very practical. So it can be dealing with the healing aspects here in the 6th house, as where in the 3rd house we are healing through using words. So this was what I had for you in this astrological overview episode. I hope that you have found it interesting and that you might want to dive more into this. And I hope that I'll see you next time on the next episode, where we will be working with the planet Venus. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care of yourselves out there, and bye for now.